last thing I wanted to go over is Platinum Planner's interface and how you will use that as a preceptor. Um, First thing you'll do obviously is type in platinumplanner.com. You'll hit login in the top right and it'll take you to this window. I'll be issuing department emails to each department and a password that all the preceptors with the department will share. It's a lot easier to manage than individual preceptor accounts. So that's kind of how we're going to approach that. Once you do get logged in, you will be taken to this preceptor dashboard. Really not going to use much aside from this down here, the button that says student opportunities to review. Only other thing that might be useful to you guys is this calendar button at the top. If you do want to see what students are scheduled for your agency, you can hit calendar and it'll show you the students that are scheduled in the future for your place of work. But like I said, primary role of this site is going to be to click on student opportunities to review. And since this is a department-wide account that you'll be using, you'll essentially go to the ready to review and find the date that you worked and then match that, obviously, and confirm it with the student who you were precepting on your shift. Once you identify those, you'll go to complete. And on this first page that pops up, this is just telling information about the shift here. I'm going to be monitoring check-ins, check-outs, so you don't really have to do much with that. But as you scroll down, it will show you the patients that the student has charted for the day. So for instance, this is just a sample patient, but if I was a preceptor for this student, I would be looking at, age, chief complaint, did they log a team lead? Were they actually a team lead on that call? Maybe looking at their narrative to make sure that it's accurate for the patient that you guys were presented with and they're not, making something up. And just kind of confirming that that is what happened over the course of the day. If there is any notes that you guys want to throw in there, you can hit this edit notes button. And that's about all you're going to do with the review tab. Now, as you go down to forms, the one that we need filled out is the preceptor evaluation of student. And during phase 1 and phase 2, depending on the consistency in which we're getting evaluations back, the student and the preceptor have a shared evaluation report during phase 1 and phase 2. So you may be presented with the student actually pulling that preceptor evaluation up on their device and physically handing it to you for you to complete. If it's been a busy shift, that might be just how it goes. And that's totally fine. Now with phase 3, which is the final capstone phase, the only way that you'll be able to complete this as a preceptor will be to actually go in, log into the department account, and click on the shift and forms. Sorry, I've already done one for the shift, but once you click on the preceptor evaluation of student, you'll just go down, fill out the student name, and then grade them on these prompts. 3 average, 1's needing improvement, 5's doing great. Comments are really appreciated. If you just give them 3's all down the board, doesn't really tell them much, doesn't give them much to work on. So be honest and give them comments where you can. And then once that's all said and done, you'll just enter your name at the bottom and a quick scribble for a signature. Once that's saved, that's all good to go. And that's really all you got to do. You can look at documents if you want. Really, the only documents they should be scanning in is 12 leads. There should be no HIPAA sensitive, patient identifiers in this document scan. So there really probably isn't going to be a ton in here. Once that's all said and done, though, you'll just hit complete. If it's approved, everything looks good. Again, quick scribble. If there's anything that needs to come to us for a message, you can type that in there, and then you'll just hit approve documentation. That's all you got to do. Now, that is out of your department's queue for um, evaluation and review, and that's all you got to do. If you have any questions about this general interface, feel free to use my contact information. Um, Again, thanks for hosting the students and working with them.